This series is written chronologically. If you are new to the series, you must start at Season 1, Episode 1. Thank you. The Blood-Drawn Chronicles Season 11, Shards of a Broken Heart, was written by Michael Bradley and produced by DigiFox Studios. This season was brought to you, in part, thanks to the generous contributions of our patrons, William Wibbins and Zoe Robinson. Thank you, William and Zoe, for your generous donations. If you'd like to contribute towards our next season, titled Season 12, Winds of a Welcomed Winter, please visit www.patreon.com/TBDC and take advantage of the awesome perks we have available. We would like to take this time to thank Lord Saunders from www.lordsaunders.com for the wonderful audio mastering of this episode that you're about to enjoy. As always, thank you for listening, and now our story continues.
Oh, there you are.
Here I am. Will you join me for a spot of tea?
Tea sounds wonderful.
Excellent. And while we drink, you can finish your story.
Yes, I suppose I could. So where exactly did I leave off?
I believe you were at the part where you realized Myrick and Alana's carriage was no longer following yours.
Right. I had just arrived at one of my castles at the halfway point of our trip when I noticed their carriage was no longer with us. In desperate worry, I quickly gathered as many men as I could to do the job quickly and started a search party for them.
And being that Myrick and Alana are here, I take it the search party went well.
Not exactly.
I should have figured. Nothing ever goes smoothly when Myrick is involved.
Oh, Myrick wasn't the problem. It was Alana.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. When the men and I finally found them, they were both passed out on the shore near a desolate village. Myrick was all well and proper, but Alana was lying there with blue hair and pointy ears. My men didn't know what to think of her.
And so confusion led to fear, and fear led to chaos.
Precisely. Eventually, they got so out of control that they stopped listening to me. They came to the conclusion that she was a witch and that she had to die. I tried to reason with them, but there was no reasoning. They overpowered me and readied Alana's neck for the sword. Then all of a sudden, she awoke. It was night, thank goodness, or I fear we would have both lost our heads that day.
She overpowered them.
That is an understatement. I'd never seen such a display. It was like watching a child crushing bugs. They were no match for her. Still, they fought with every intent to kill her, and yet at the end, she spared their lives with only a good beating.
Oh, she let them live. Not the smartest decision there.
And we would learn that the hard way, days later when they were at my doorstep. They came here to Wales, crossing the sea, gathering as many as they could to their cause. Joining them was Henry.
Ah, Henry, the villain of the story. Very intimidating name, Henry.
They came across each other somehow. Henry then rallied the villagers of these lands to help in their quest and storm my castle. We held them off as best as we could. And then Myrick awoke, and we were saved.
Of course he did. With all you women, Myrick can do no wrong. Just between Josephine and Bella alone, Myrick has scores enough to win him the match. Oh, Myrick is so sweet. Myrick is so handsome. Myrick is so manly, so charming, so noble, so...
Am I detecting a hint of jealousy?
A hint? Lady, I'm oozing it right now.
Well, Myrick is quite a catch. He's so...
I know, with that damn chin of his.
He does have perfect cheekbones.
And nose and hair and eyes and teeth. Hell, I've even had to hear about his nipples. Can you believe that? You girls, even his nipples. Ah, come on again.
You know, you're rather cute, too, in a way.
Come again?
You're quite the handsome devil yourself, Woodrow, and you have something great that Myrick lacks. Do you know what that is?
Well, I do have a cuter belly button than him.
I'm sure you do, but I was going to say small talk.
Yes, well, that's the only kind of talk a dwarf is capable of.
Oh, Woodrow, I adore you. Truly, your company must always be of mirth.
Why, thank you. For what it's worth, I too am glad I wound up in your company. With the trouble it's been, I'm cheerful I've made a new friend to both enjoy a cup of tea and a splendid breeze of fresh air.
As am I, but now you've sparked me.
I find I have that effect on women.
I meant you've made me curious.
That's usually how it starts.
Oh, you are a devil, Mr. Carley.
A sinner to the core and a saint at heart. Complicated I am.
Who was it who said that?
But I did. Just now.
I'm most positive I've heard that statement before.
I'm afraid that's a Woodrow Carley original quote.
You'll have to forgive me if I find it hard to believe you.
Apology accepted. After all, I am pretty unbelievable.
Quit teasing me. Just how did you end up here?
All right, I'll tell you. There I was, just enjoying another day in the vast library of the Violet Castle in Viente Isla, when all of a sudden I hear a calamity happen just outside the doors.
What kind of calamity?
The kind that involves female Valpyr and angry witches.
Wait, witches are real too?
Yes, and immortal too, if I may add. But don't ask how, else I'll never finish my story.
Fair.
Good, now where was I? Ah, yes. There I was in between a 1,000-year-old Valpyr woman with an attitude and 10, 12, 13, maybe 14,000-year-old witch. Oh, and Josephine and Bella were there too.
And they were witches as well?
Josephine, yes. Bella, no.
And how old is Josephine?
20.
No, I meant the witch.
14,000, give or take.
So Josephine and the other witch are the same age?
What? No, Josephine is only 20. I just told you that.
But I thought witches were immortal.
They are.
So why is Josephine only 20?
Because she was born 20 years ago, May 16th, 1670 to be precise. Anyhow, she's immortal, but not Bella. Bella is human.
So witches aren't human?
Well, they are. They're just special.
And how is that?
You're not supposed to ask how, remember? Else I'll be here all day.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you're telling me that there's a special way humans can become immortal, I'd very much like to hear it.
It's complicated. Anyways, so there I was in the middle of two women arguing about Myrick, and all I could think to myself was just how did Oriana enter Viente Isla? I mean, it's not the easiest place to find, and even if you do, there's a process to entering, which means she had to have been invited. Later on, I would learn that Mother had...
Is that a potion?
What?
Do the witches need to drink a potion to become immortal? Is that why Bella is there? Is she a witch in training?
You're really not going to stop asking, are you?
I'm sorry. It's just seeing Myrick and Alana. I never thought humans capable of that kind of... well...
Believe me, immortality is not all that.
I suppose. But I would have given anything to spend eternity with my Charles, knowing that Myrick and Alana will have each other forever. That's something you only read about.
It's not a potion. It's something you have to be born with. I'm afraid the only way to become immortal, if you're not born with the gift, is to 1, believe in the teachings of Jesus Christ, or 2, become a vampire. Either way, you have to die first.
So what is it like to be a vampire?
Honestly, it's itchy. And at first, sure, it's fun, but after realizing you can't do something as simple as enter a house without permission or eat your favorite meals, well, it becomes depressing. Not seeing the sunrise anymore doesn't help with depression much either.
You eat food, you walk in the sun, and I never actually invited you into my home, yet here you are.
Is that your way of asking me to leave?
No, of course not. I enjoy you. Your company is most welcoming. I like it.
I like you too. You're pleasant. I can see why Alana would trust you with her most intimate secrets. Oh, don't worry. I didn't tell her you told me.
But she knows you know?
Well...
What did you tell her?
Only what she needed to hear in order to tell Myrick.
What do you mean?
How can I put this? Myrick is a very depressing individual. It literally consumes him, and then it spreads. I'm willing to wager that when Alana finds him, he will be in one of his depressing moments, which, in turn, will have her keep her news from him. So I told her what she needed to hear to simply skip all that and just tell Myrick.
Do you think it will work?
Time will tell. Care for more tea while we sit and wait to find out.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. Don't feel like waiting until next week for the next episode of the Blood Drawn Chronicles to release? No worries. You can get access to all the episodes of this season now for just $5 pledge on Patreon.